Okay, thank you, Jonas, for this list, illustrating the differences between these two technologies. Once we have made this, we can think that the job is done. When we ask ourselves what is the best technology between UV mercury and UV LED. This is a question we have almost every time when we discuss with our customers, and just looking at this list to propose an answer is not really enough. There is no white or black answer. We can't say that UV LED is the best solution or that mercury lamp is the best solution. To do so, we have to take into account the UV curing application we have in front of us. And once we have this application in mind, we must look at how the difference between UV mercury lamp and UV LED will play and adapt themselves regarding the selected application. And so now I will try to explain you how ICMS we approach a UV curing process in order to select and define the best technology. First, we look at the formulation. We look at the chemistry itself, which is in fact the product we want to cure, and so that will react with our UV light. And so a formulation will have a specific needs depending on its components, like photoinitiators, resins, pigments, etc. And these needs can be the following: specific spectrum, spectrum sensitivity, peak power in watt per square centimeter, and also total energy needed, as we can call it, the dose in joule per square centimeter. And so here we already have some factors that will help us selecting the right technology. And then in a second step, we also look at the industrial environment. For example, we consider the size and shape of what we want to cure. It could be a spot, it could be a surface or lines. For example, we won't need the same technology if we have to cure a glue dot in the needle assembly, or if we have to cure a varnish on a PVC flooring. The size and the area are totally different, and so the technology. Taking this into account, all of this environmental around the industrial application, we reduce our range of technological choice. We also keep in mind the working distance, the space availability in the machine, and of course the speed of production, which is closely linked to the need of power and energy of the chemistry. And last but not least, we have to consider the cost and use of the technology itself. The first two circles were focused on the technical aspects, but we can't forget the economical factor when we deal with the UV curing. In that case, we have two big parts. Firstly, we have the investment cost. Depending on the power and the size of the curing needed, some technology won't really make sense because of the cost difference. Because the cost difference would be too high. For example, when you want to cure a glue spot, it is way more economic and efficient to use a small UV LED component, so the UV LED technology, than a big mercury lamp. Secondly, we have to take also into account the production costs, including the chemistry and the maintenance, which will vary depending on the application. And at the end of that, if we are lucky enough, we have a technological choice that will fit with all the factors taken into account for the specific application. And at ICMS, if we identify this crossed area between the three circles, we will be able to propose the right technology that will suit perfectly the needs of the selected application. And so this way is the way to illustrate you how we approach a UV curing application. And at the conclusion, I would like to share with you the three main points you should remember from this talk. The point one, the difference between UV mercury and UV LED don't make a real sense if you don't take into account the application process. It's what we explained in the previous slides. The point two, Another thing we see a lot of time on the market is that the two technologies are often presented like one against the other. And we think that these two technologies are offering us two ways of solving a UV green needs, and all the time we have to think about which one will suit the best. And point three, if we keep point one and point two in mind, we can also discover and see that the combination of these two technologies can also bring and open new solutions for the market. So I think we are done. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you very much.
Of course, if you have any comments, any remarks, question, or would like to go deeper in this topic, feel free to contact us. We will be very happy to answer your questions. Thanks again, and enjoy the next topics.